Mary had a little ram. The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Trump just announcing that our own Pete Hegseth will be his Secretary of Defense. Pete, of course, has been a host here at Fox for a number of years. He's an Army veteran where he served in Afghanistan, in Iraq. Trump saying, quote, Pete has spent his entire life as a warrior for the troops and for the country. He's tough, smart, and a true believer in America first. With Pete at the helm, America's enemies are on notice. Our military will be great again, and America will never back down. Wow, that is pretty cool. Gosh, we're gonna miss him at Fox, but that's a gain for the country.
Oh, congratulations to the Fox and Friends weekend morning host, who's now our Secretary of Defense. He's a veteran. He's a veteran, everybody. I know, I'm a veteran, too. I'm pretty sure I wasn't on any of Kamala's short lists for any cabinet position, but you know, wow. The world is on notice. The world. Oh, my God, these picks, it's almost like, well, there's a word for it. It's called patronage, but it's almost as if they plucked these names out of a hat full of, you know, the names of weirdos and, savants. You know what I mean? It's so strange. This is such a strange cabinet. I've never seen anything quite like this in my entire, even looking around the world, I've never seen such a well, I guess Russia, but who pays attention to the Duma? All right, so let me just tell you what has happened this morning. This morning we had Joe Biden being more of a man than Donald Trump will ever be by hosting Donald Trump and telling him, I'm here as your beck and call girl. Don't take advantage to help your transition. I thought they were anti-transitions. I thought that was like a thing. I thought that was what those $100 million worth of TV commercials were about, is that they were anti-transition. So I guess maybe this is the last one. Is that what we can conclude? I don't know. But anyway, Biden hosted Donald Trump today, something Donald Trump would not do for Joe Biden when Joe Biden was the incoming and Trump was the outgoing, which was my favorite time. That was my favorite time in all of the history of the United States. That is my favorite moment, my favorite time, my favorite era, when we thought Donald Trump might become irrelevant after he attacked his own Capitol. Oh, God. Can't believe it. And now the Secretary of Defense is a Fox and Friends weekend host. Are you listening to me? Okay, good. So that happened. And then this morning, Donald Trump came back to the White House as a guest of, Joe Biden. It was brief. It was to the point. I don't know if did we pull? I think we did pull it. Let me see. Nope, I don't. It could be me, but I don't see it. Oh, it's nothing. Okay, the fireplace was roaring so loud you could hardly hear what the two men were saying, but it went a little something like this. Thank you very much for making this a very smooth transition. I really appreciate it. Politics sucks, but, this is a great day for me, just for me. Donald Trump said, and Joe's response was, you're welcome. That was it. Okay, and then after that, the Senate goes into the cloakroom, as boys do, and in secret, they cast their vote for their new Senate Majority Leader, the outgoing Mitch McConnell, who I blame for all of this, and you should too, especially people who are groping around for like Merrick Garland and, a name of somebody to pin this on, somebody, to say cause this caper to actually occur. So I would say Mitch McConnell, and here's why. The second impeachment of Donald Trump was because Donald Trump attacked his own Capitol and sat there at least while the Capitol was under attack and did nothing for 3 hours. Okay, so dereliction of duty, that kind of thing. And he got impeached for it, and Mitch McConnell would not organize the majority to remove him so that he could never run for president ever again. He just refused to do it. Now Mitch is leaving. He's outgoing. And incoming now, we will have Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's assistant. Majority Leader John Thune. John Thune was, Mitch McConnell's prodigy. He was his, his second in command. He was his right-hand man. He was all those things. So, they had three names that they had to choose from. One was Rick Scott, who I heard was so hated and so disliked. But here's what Rick Scott was promising in the way of loyalty to Donald Trump. Okay, so I just told you Pete Hegseth was picked to be Secretary of Defense, right? Okay. So that's the Senate-confirmed position, right? The president nominates his cabinet, he picks his cabinet, and then the Senate confirms that person to the cabinet position that the president would like to insert that person into. Well, I just cannot imagine. I can't imagine the Senate confirming Fox and Friends weekend morning host Pete Hegseth to be the Secretary of Defense. It's just, it's bizarre. It's a dangerous world. And also, the Pentagon is not only the largest agency inside of the United States government, but it also is responsible for the well-being of 1.3 million active duty soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors. How in the world, Pete Hegseth, just so you know, he joined Fox and Friends when he was 34 years old. He's now 44 years old. He has no experience doing anything with regard to large organizations or management of large organizations or, personnel numbering the millions or, any. So, I mean, listen, he's obviously been picked because, it's a patronage pick, number one. And number two, Donald Trump really, really wants somebody who's going to be a yes man, who's going to, sit there while he issues illegal orders and say and do nothing, fire generals. There's also an executive order. Right now it's a draft. It's not done. But there's an executive order called the Warrior Board, swear to God, that actually will purge 3- and 4-star generals from the military. It will force them to retire. They will be told they need to go at their current rank, and they will get their current rank's pension. But they want to send a chill inside of the officer corps and also high-ranking enlisted people in the military that you do not speak out against illegal orders. You do not speak out against Donald Trump issuing illegal orders. You do not do any of these things ever again. There is nobody that has your back. Nobody is there to protect you. None of the seniors are there anymore. It's now all Pete Hegseth and, his merry band of white supremacists. Now, why do I say that about Pete Hegseth? Well, I don't know if you've ever seen Pete Hegseth without his shirt on. But he really has no problem parading around without his shirt on. I have several pictures of him. There is one of them. Now, you might say, wow, that's quite the tattoo. That's just one of many white supremacist symbols that adorn his freaking body. Okay? I got a story. Here, there's one that you really need to see because this one, do a vault. Okay, that one, that's completely Nazi. Okay, I just say that's like from the first Christian.
The Christian Army and the Crusades.
Crusades.
Yeah, from the Crusades,
it's like from the first Christian Crusades. Okay, and this is what's all over his body to the point where, he was supposed to be on a detail that was supposed to protect President Joe Biden during the inaugural back in 2020. And he got a call from his senior command telling him to sit it out, stand down, go someplace else. You've been removed from this particular duty. Why? Because you have white supremacist stuff all over your body. And they don't want you there. He's now the Secretary of Defense. Okay, I just... How does he get confirmed? How does he get confirmed? Well, isn't that now a question for John Thune? Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.